very painful to leave, only because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. For me, it was just like I felt like a butterfly coming out of the cocoon. Really, it was just amazing. And so I moved into an apartment, and I was there a year and a half, and my daughter had this child and said, we could really use you to come live out here and help us. And so I left my job, decided to retire when I wasn't really ready for that, and I moved to Idaho. So I have an 18-month-old grandbaby, and she's just a huge part of my life. She's just, oh my goodness, we just roll on the ground and giggle all the time. It's so great. And I am officially, we just roll and giggle, and it's just, it's so it's just fun. It's fun. And so I've been in Idaho for 6 months. I've been in Idaho for 6 months and moved onto their property 3 months ago. So I live right next door to my lovely daughter and her sweet baby. She's getting married next Thursday, but she's been with him for 10 years. So it's not like, she's getting married. But anyway, she's getting married. And I have a whole new life. I don't even recognize myself anymore. It's really wild. I'm like, I'm in Idaho.
That is unbelievable. So I have to back up a second here, Beryl, because I don't know if everybody caught what you called your ex. Was it your husband? Is that what you called it?
Husband. I read that in a book. I can't take credit. I read that in a book, and I thought it was great.
Oh, that's perfect. I love that. And so, tell me a little bit about, gosh, I just feel like just at any age, it's very difficult for people to separate from situations that aren't satisfying for them anymore, not making them grow and bring them as a person, right? They just, if it's not like in a dramatic, terrible event, they just don't feel justified in hurting someone's feelings or leaving. And it gets worse as you get older, like you get more and more connected to that. Like, how did you have the strength to take care of yourself like that?
Well, I have to honestly say, I probably wanted to leave for 20 years. I probably did. I probably told a lot of people, including Tom, a lot of times, my husband, that I wasn't happy and that I wanted to leave, but I didn't want to hurt his feelings. And oddly enough, not oddly enough, but part of it was that I was supporting him financially. And, I couldn't do that to him anyway. I wasn't going to leave him out in the cold. But I really wanted to leave for a long time. And like I said, it was just this wake up, like I'm 65 and what if it's 20 more years? Like life is just too short, Right. And my daughter hadn't had the baby yet. She wasn't pregnant yet. And I don't know. I just thought this is it. My life is really valuable to me. And I don't have to, he's going to be hurt, but it's not like I hate him. It's not like I'm just dropping him in the river or something. You know what I mean?
You still love and care about that person. You just realize that you deserve something better for your future. That's incredible. Yeah. When you and I have talked about this before, I always feel like you underestimate how incredibly strong you are and how inspiring that story is and just how difficult. Even for you, it took many years to get the strength to do it and feel confident doing it, but what an incredible story. And then when I think about you, not only do you go through this separation, right? But then you retire and completely change your life by moving to another state. I read somewhere, like all of life's most stressful experiences. I think you've done them all in the last year, kind of thing. So, just tell me how you've coped with all of that.
Honestly, it's been really amazingly easy. I moved here 6 months ago. I've probably had, honestly, maybe 4 or 5 meltdowns where I'm just like, oh my God, what have I done? And really it's about the move. I've never questioned that about leaving Tom, and I also want to say him and I still saw each other 3 times every week, even after I moved out for racquetball and these twins we were involved with. And so it wasn't that much of a change for me, honestly. I didn't see him that much more than that anyway, because I worked 6 days a week, so I didn't have to be home. You know what I mean? But I've probably had 4 or 5 meltdowns where I'm just like, I was in snow mechanic for 35 years.
Wow.
But Idaho, my daughter's friend said, you go to the beach, you take a chair, you sit down, in 5 minutes you have 10 friends. It's like that up here. Everybody has just, I joined a pickleball group, I joined a hiking group, I just bought a paddleboard kayak.
Wow, you are so awesome.
I'm riding my electric bike I've never ridden a bike since I was a kid. I just like, people do things here. I was working. Who does those playthings. You're working, right? So.
Well, it's incredible. Well, I have to say, Beryl, it's got to be a combination. Obviously, Idaho, you make me want to move. That's amazing, the experience of all the people you've met, but it also has a lot to do with you and the dynamic and what you put out there. So I'm just so happy for you. I think to myself, only 4 or 5 times overwhelmed. I'm like, gosh, that's nothing. You know, you're good, you know, so that's really great. So anyway, I just think that's just incredible. And, you know, just so impressive. And I just feel like for my guests out there, if you find this inspiring, you should throw Beryl a like, talk to her about her tapping technique, because everything that she's putting out there is just amazing. And what you see here, this genuine person, is exactly what you'll experience when connecting with her over and over again. She's one of my favorite people, and I'm so glad that she's joining us here today. So Beryl, you kind of tapped into it a little bit. I mean, you got paddle boards and pickleball and beach chairs, oh my, but tell us a little bit more about all the things you like to do when you're not working hard and helping people with tapping. And aside from your granddaughter, who you obviously love dearly and spend tons of time rolling on the floor with, what do you like to do for fun?
Well, those are the things. I mean, I play racquetball. So when I got here, I joined the Y before I even moved here. I came up every month once the baby was born until I moved a year later. And so I joined the Y on one of those trips up here. And then I started swimming, which I never swam before. So I started swimming like 2 or 3 or 4 times a week, even at the beginning. And then every time I was in the locker room, because I wanted to play racquetball, and I used to play with Tom. He was my only partner, my husband. So I would just say to people, hi, do you play racquetball? Hi, do you play racquetball? Hi, do you play racquetball? And so I found a couple of partners, and we played, and the friendship sort of started from there. And then I heard everybody talking about this pickleball thing. And my brother plays in New Hampshire. He's been playing for years. And so we happened to be out by the court one day tapping with a new friend. And this man said, oh, do you mind? We're going to paint the lines tomorrow for pickleball. I go, pickleball? How do I learn pickleball?
I like that too. I like it all. Give me everything, right?
Yeah. So he started being our coach, and about a group of about 8 of us started getting coached. This was like 2 months ago. So now we play, well, we started 2 days a week, then 3. This week we played 5. We're playing at 6:30 in the morning because it's so hot.
So Beryl, the next time you're coming on the show, you'll be telling me how you're now a group of professional pickleballers, like traveling the country to do your pickleball shows. That's incredible. I love it. So, oh my gosh. Well, you know, you're just so active. I just love it. Everything you do just makes me want to be a better person. You know, when I think of when you get a little experience under your belt, right? You've seen a thing or two, right? A nurse for 40 years, you know, you've done the tapping, you've had this experience of raising a family, your husband, you know, all that kind of stuff. If you were to look back and you were just going to have a conversation with your 30-year-old self, right? You're just like, hey, Beryl, you know, if I had known then what I know now, what advice would you give yourself?
I think I would not take life so serious. You know, I've had some things that, you know, we lost a business and had bankruptcy and all that. And at the time, it felt like I was dying, you know, with so much anxiety and stuff. And I think really, if I look back, it would just be like, you know, it's just, life is not that serious. I mean, you come, you go, you know, there's just this middle period where it just doesn't have to be so intense, you know? So I think I would just like, it's all going to be okay. And you, if you knew that then, it would have been okay then, right?
Right.
But to just really relax about it and not take life so serious.
Right. Great advice. Great advice to live by. And I try to tell myself that every day, but now I've got tapping to help me through it, because I am like sitting here, Beryl, and I'm like, wow, this is a great conversation. And I'm just so free and happy to be hearing this. So incredible words of wisdom though, right? Because it's all going to work itself out in the end, and stressing about it isn't going to help. Right. So just incredible. You're such a well-rounded, amazing person. I'm so happy that we worked together and that we met, and you inspired me in so many ways. You know, tell my audience, how do they get in touch with you if they'd like to schedule a one-on-one tapping session, or have you do an event for their business? How do people get in touch with you, Beryl?
Okay, so again, they could go to my website, tapwithin.com. And my phone number is on there as well. I could give it now, but it's all on there, or email. You could text or call or email or whatever. A couple things I want to say is I do workshops. As again, I teach this as a self-help. And then if you get stuck or it's too traumatic or you just feel like you want help, then you come to me. But I really do teach it as a self-help. And so you can come as a one-to-one just to learn it. I can do Zoom groups for your family, for your friends, for your business, for whatever it is. And I teach 2-hour workshops through the Park and Rec in different places to just to get people familiar with the process so they can do it for themselves. So I would say the website is the best. And then just call or text or whatever you want to do.
Great.
And once you're a client, I'm available forever for any questions. Like, I just can't figure out the wording. You just call, because I think if the whole planet was tapping, we would have world peace. We wouldn't have bullies. We wouldn't have wars. Everybody would feel good. And when you feel good, you're nice. And that's so simple.
Gosh, so true. You just giving me chills, right? Like the world being a peaceful place through tapping, right? So, let me just remind everybody, tap within, TAP within.com. You'll learn more about Beryl and more about tapping. And again, she's giving back. This is a self-help therapy that she's giving to people. But when you get stuck and you need a little bit of help, she does workshops via Zoom. And she's just here today on This is 65, promised world peace if everybody would do tapping. So let's do it, right, Beryl? Do it together.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're rounding out to the end of our show here. So Beryl, you were absolutely wonderful guest. If you liked Beryl, throw her a like. She's an incredible human, just all the way around, giving back to the community, helping people through tapping, alleviate stress and aches and pains. You saw it here. I'm like relaxed and visibly calmer than before, even with my normally hyped up personality, just took it down a notch or two. So I appreciate that from Beryl. And she's just a wonderful person, an inspiration, a strong mom, a wonderful Nana. So much fun, an awesome friend, and just really good at everything that she does. And so, Beryl, thank you very much for being my guest today. Thanks for coming on and being a part of this. And we got through technical difficulties. We're in great shape. Thanks so much, Beryl.
We are. I just wanted to say to you, if we have another moment, you have been incredible. I went to one of your seminars having dinner at Mary's Pizza, and you just figured it all out for me. You got me a super, super inexpensive supplemental. As a matter of fact, I pay $15 a month, and the Y is free, which is $55. So because of you, I'm netting $35 a month, and I have a membership to the YMCA. So you've been awesome, incredible. You make it so stress-free. So thank you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Beryl. And honestly, the type of clients that we try to attract at Blackpoint are people like you, who are just incredible people, who want great help and support. So I'm so glad that we've met and we have our relationship. And have an amazing day. Go kiss that little baby and play some pickleball, and keep us posted when you go national professionally on your pickleball court.
I don't think so.
All right, Beryl. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you real soon.
Bye. Thank you, Erin. Take care.
Thank you for joining.
Bye.